Welcome to the Boyz Podcast. They're all about sports, and more sports. And now, the Baller Boys, Mark and Shemaiah.
Hello, and welcome back to the Boyz Podcast. I am Mark, and I am joined by my awesome co-host, the SOTB, the music man with the plan, Shemaiah. What's up, man?
Everything's good, man. The clouds are still in the sky.
Is it raining meatballs, though?
That's just
Not yet.
That's just spaghetti night. Speaking of spaghetti, real quick, man, I gotta get a shout out to Detroit real quick because Mama Spaghetti. You ever?
Oh, Mama Spaghetti.
Yeah, man. Because you know the famous rapper.
Yeah,
excuse me, I said it wrong. It's Mom Spaghetti. Let me get that correct before I unleash scariness from Detroit.
You're the Detroit pro, man.
Yeah, well, if I embarrass them, they'll come find me. So Mom Spaghetti, famous rapper, legendary Eminem. So that's my little quick shout out right there.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I mean, Detroit can never receive like too much love. They could use it. So, but yeah. So, man, welcome back to another episode of the Baller Boys. We talk sports, and more sports. We're back with another fun segment, but not just any segment. It is the Spices Spurs segment. That's right. The Spurs have been on fire lately, and I'm gonna explain that here real quick before we get down to the brass tacks. Spurs. So they're on a 4-game win streak right now. They defeated the Warriors 110-108, defeated the Blazers 133-96, defeated the Pelicans 107-103, and defeated the Rockets 123-120. Currently that 4-game win streak, and they did some of those on the road as well. So impressive there. They beat the Warriors. That was a big one. Defeat the Pelicans in a close one when they were probably expected to lose those games, but that just shows, again, we've talked about the fiery young resilience in these Spurs guys with Murray, Keldon, Pirtle. You know, all these guys can ball, and I feel like they're gelling as a team. But we are here to answer the question for both of us, actually. Team play-in or team tank? So before I get into the upcoming schedule for the Spurs, I just want to get your initial thoughts, Shemaiah. Like, which side of the fence are you on right now?
I'm gonna be honest with you because what I feel in my gut.
Don't lie to me.
No. What I feel in my gut is the Spurs have an opportunity to do something that no one, even me, expected them to do this season. I, without my voice cracking, believe that they can get in, man. I really believe they can. The reason why is because the recent improvements, and there's been other teams that have been struggling recently. So it's kind of
Warriors.
Just saying, someone's ankle is kind of tender a little bit, and I'm just saying, like, the Spurs, you can say, fooled everybody. A lot of people were thinking that this was going to be a huge struggle. It was stronger than what we're used to seeing, right? Like, we're used to seeing, like, promise from the mid-season or from the beginning. We didn't have that this season. We all were questioning, oh, man, who's the leader?
Yeah, we all kind of went into this season with the reset button.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about them being inconsistent. Well, us as a whole, fans and whatever, we have been inconsistent too with our, predictions. One week we're going for so-and-so, then the next week we're going for so-and-so. I mean, it's kind of funny, but it's kind of like, are you really surprised though? Because with Pop, as long as he's the coach, are we really surprised? I'm going to be real with you. I kind of am. I mean, I really thought they were a young team trying to figure out, their style. And everyone's role as an individual. But if you're a Spurs fan, you should be very happy because it's going to be interesting. That's all I got to say. Because I have no idea what's going to happen. But I do know this. Based on recent games, this team is inspiring, to say the least. And that's the best way I can put it. They're just inspiring right now. And mainly because a lot of people laugh at San Antonio. But that's okay, man. Sometimes the best secrets are the ones who are overlooked. So that's where I'm at with the Spurs right now. Like, some of the best secrets are the ones who are overlooked all the time. Am I saying that they're going to win a chip? Man, I'm not ready to say that, to be honest. But I am saying this, though. Recently, they are being a light on the hill right now. All the craziness going on in the world, they are truly inspiring people. And good for them. They did the work. I didn't dribble no basketball. I mean, they did the work.
Yeah, me neither.
They had to deal with everyone's doubts.
I just gave them the water.
You see what I'm saying? Like, they had to do all the hard work between them and the coach. But, I mean, if you're a Spurs fan, you should just cherish this moment and be like, hey, this is it's a perfect opportunity to just be a happy fan and appreciate the Spurs. And people better start going to games now. I mean, seriously.
Oh, I mean, most fans, most people thought that this Spurs team was going to be the very bottom of the standings.
I mean, let's just not sugarcoat it. A lot of people were using the forbidden word that I refuse to say. But I think they have an opportunity to do something special. I don't know what it is. I just know it's going to be inspiring to watch them play for the rest of this season. Because I think them as a team, they've been picking up on their confidence. If you look at some players, like, they've been really pushing themselves, if you will. Because when it comes to making more field goals, I mean, the 3-point attempts, there's been shaking ground in different areas. But
yeah. They're still a young team that's
exactly
growing. It's finding their identity.
But if you look at the whole picture, though, this is a team that has not given up on each other. Like, that's the
completely agree.
That's the most accurate statement I can probably say. Is that they have not given up on each other, even though a lot of us have secretly given up on them.
I'll get to my view in a little bit, but I have to laugh too. Go ahead and continue.
But like I said, I think mainly because it's a dead horse, but it's obvious that they're a younger team, and people are used to being spoiled with veteran players, that just kind of seal the deal without any questions.
Well, especially the rest of the league has to remember. Yeah, and the thing, I just want to say this real quick. The rest of the league has to remember and understand that the Spurs fans have been so used to success in just every year with playoff appearances like no tomorrow. They never had to worry, are we going to make the playoffs? Are we going to miss during the Manu, Parker, and Duncan era? Even the Kawhi era. Like, they were perennial playoff teams year after year. So
and here's the name real quick.
This is a real humbling experience for Spurs fans.
Yeah, here's the name real quick. Here's proof in the pudding that they have not forgotten how each other plays a certain role as a unit, and they have not stopped believing in each other. Because a name, Josh Richardson. Just focus on this guy real quick. 15 plus points. 3+ 3-pointers in the last 5 straight games, tying the Spurs franchise record.
Whoa.
I mean, I'm just saying, Mr. Josh Richardson, I acknowledge you right now because that's why I said earlier, like, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to just be 100 because I was one of those people that had my doubts. I'm not going up front on here because I think a lot of people will say the same, that they had their doubts. I mean, come on, Larry, everybody was questioning who's the leader and stuff like that early in the season.
Speaking of doubt, even like into a smaller degree, no one really knew what Josh Richardson was going to do for the team. Now, all of a sudden, you said he's scoring, he's providing. He's had really pretty solid games off the bench too. He's carved a role for himself, and a role that may even spell sixth man at some point. This is a real dude that they even may want to offer an extension to, and a guy that they can probably give a team-friendly deal to keep around as a sixth man.
Yeah, and Keldon, for first time in his career, he's had 3 straight games with more than 20 points. And DJ, he's had 15-plus points in 35 games straight.
Hold the Spurs franchise record for triple-doubles.
So what I'm realizing right now is that a lot of key moments in this season has led them to where they are right now. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know if they can get a championship. I have a strong feeling that they just won't because it's not their time, in my opinion. But who am I to say it's not? You know what I'm saying? The ball is literally in the Spurs team's hands because if they say in the locker room, no, we can get a chip. I mean, hey, as a Spurs fan, I would love to see it. But you and I both know that that's going to be a very difficult task.
It's at least going to be 3 years down the line.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know about this year. But I'll be open to the idea of like, Cinderella story or something like that. But like I said, I don't see it. But if I am wrong, perfect, man, because it'll be awesome for the team. But I think you and I probably agree that they'll have a good run, maybe, but it'll be more of a building block for next season.
Yeah, for sure. I think immediately, like right off the bat, this season is a building block towards next season with just all the development. I mean, DeJounte Murray scored 33 points in that game against the Rockets the other night. Huge performance. Holds like he broke a franchise record this season. Keldon's developing as a 3-point shooter too. He's having more production in general. Hurdle has shown production as well as a center. He's quickly becoming one of the best centers in the league, or at least in the upper echelon of centers. And then you got role players. They traded for Josh Richardson at the trade deadline. So management is able to get something together. But you brought up a really good point in a previous episode where every team is going to have its ups and downs and its restarts and resets. This is a reset for the Spurs, but this is a sign that the reset is working because all these young guys are now starting to improve and develop, and DJ became an all-star. He wasn't an all-star last season. Keldon's shooting 40% from 3. He wasn't doing that last season. Pirtle isn't as productive as he is this season. You got other guys too, like young dudes. Primo's getting better too. Some of the role players are playing better. And they have confidence, and they were able to upset some teams this season. In the games that they did lose against contenders, they didn't lose by that much in a good amount of cases. So this team's got fire. They've got good leadership. They believe in the management. And, no teammate wants to see another teammate get cut or traded. But these guys, no matter what happens, it feels like they're a family that relies and leans on each other no matter what happens with the organization or the team. And if they can believe in each other, man, that just boosts their confidence sky high going forward. And I expect this team to, I expect them to have a playoff spot next season, like in the top 8 for sure. But as far as this segment in this season, team play-in or team tank, I don't see why. I mean, team tank is unrealistic to me at this point. They are definitely going to be in a play-in. I believe they're going to definitely be in the play-in. And I'll get to some of the schedule here, like some of the games they have coming up, because they can win a good amount of these games and get in there. And they may even be able to get into the 9th seed based on what happens here. And the main reason why I think team play-in, for one, no one likes to say the word tank anyway. But I mean, at this point in time, why not let these young guys get that playoff experience? Because it's only going to benefit them going down the line for next season. If fans truly see championship aspirations for this team, they need to start believing that these guys have to get the proper experience. And the only way you're going to win a championship is if you have playoff experience and grow from it and learn from it. Even if they lose, even if they get eliminated in the play-in or like in the first round, that's still pivotal experience for these young guys, especially for a guy like DJ, who's grown so much and developed so much as a clutch player. And to be able to showcase what he can do in a playoff picture, in a playoff setting, will only help his confidence going forward and help him grow as a star as well. So I just want to get through some of the upcoming schedule here. Now, the Lakers are only up by, I believe, a game or half a game on the Spurs for the 10th spot. And so the Spurs' upcoming schedule, they have the Grizzlies, they have the Trailblazers twice. They can beat both of those teams. They can beat the Blazers twice for sure. They just blew out the Blazers a few nights ago or not too long ago. They play the Nuggets, who they could beat. They play the Warriors, who they have beaten. They stunned them recently. And they have the Mavericks, who they can beat as well. So the Spurs have a pretty decent schedule of teams that they can beat to get into the playoff picture and the play-in in general. Now, the Lakers is a different story. Here's their upcoming schedule. So right now, actually, they're playing the Mavericks on tonight, Tuesday, March 29th. It's the night of recording. They're playing the Mavericks right now. So they're probably going to end up losing this game because the last I checked, they were getting blown out by the Mavericks. They play the Jazz after that. They play the Pelicans, the Nuggets, the Suns, the Warriors, the Thunder, and the Nuggets again. The Lakers have not been living up this season. And I don't see them going positive in this stretch. Like Mavericks, the Jazz, even the Pelicans can give them problems. The Nuggets twice, the Suns, the reigning Western Conference champions, the Warriors can beat them. I don't see at this point in time, I don't see the Lakers making the play-in. And I can definitely see the Spurs squeaking in there in that 10th seed or even the 9th seed because they can overtake the Pelicans too to get into that 9th seed. So the Spurs have a friendly schedule coming up for the most part, and they can make the play-in. And I think they will make the play-in. Team Tank should go out the window at this point because I think playoff experience is more important. And they still have their draft picks. They still have important pieces that they have assets that they can trade up for maybe a higher draft pick come draft night. So those are my thoughts, man. Team play-in all the way.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Getting all choked up. I know, man. I just want to shed some tears of joy right now.
Yeah, man, that was an unexpected cough. I had my mouth open, and the only thing that came out was air. But yeah, what I was trying to say is Spurs with Pop can do anything in this world. Did he not just break a record this season with the most winningest coach? I mean, with him as your coach, it's like Superman. Like, seriously. You can't help but be motivated. Now, like I said earlier, do I think they will get a chip this year? Oh my God, I would literally just probably I don't know. Like, I guess I'll join the traditional honking the horn or something like downtown because that would be crazy. But I'm not comfortable to say that. But I think what will happen is this. After this season, everyone on that team, their value is going to go through the rocket. It's going to go right through the rocket to the moon, over the stars, over the galaxy. And it's going to be like amazing. And the reason why I say that is because think about it, man. If they actually make a run in the playoffs, that is something that is totally unexpected. Like most people just laugh at this idea. But at the same time, it is the Spurs. It is Coach Pop. And what do you think about that? Because I think if they do make a run somehow, right, it'll just make every player on that team just on someone's platter. Like everyone's gonna be calling to try to snatch up some Spurs players off season. Because it's like, man, what? Yeah. Everyone's value just went through the moon. Like, you know, better than what's that Bitcoin thing that I don't understand. But it's gonna be better than that because that, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. That's Wild Wild West over there. But landing the plane, man, because I know I'm low on field right now. They have an opportunity to make a statement so that next season, not only do they make the playoffs next season, but they make a run to the chip. I'm willing to go that far.
Oh, you think they go that deep?
I'm willing to go that far. Because think about it. How much motivation will you have as a team when people didn't expect you to even be in the playoffs? Mm-hmm. What if they make an actual, you know, surprise length of time stay in the playoffs? If you do that, I mean, especially when all of this doubt was coming from everybody, even your own fans, like next year is game time. Like it does nothing but inspire them for next season.
Yeah, these young guys they've shown anything this season. It's that they are developing and improving as the season progresses. So
I know I'm half crazy for making that statement, but you know what? Who cares? Because here's the thing. If Spurs surprise everybody these next few games, imagine they just smash everybody, not just win, but just light them up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Oh my God. We might get a new commercial. We might get a new HEB commercial. You know what I'm saying? Just in time for the summer. So I'm just saying, I'm excited, as you can tell.
No, you should be. You should be.
I think it's great to be proven wrong because, like I said, I was wrong. I was one of the people that doubted their success this season. I didn't doubt them as a fan, as far as like my belief in the organization and me liking the Spurs. I just doubted that they would be ready to make a run this season. But obviously, they're making some sparks that should not go unnoticed.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I didn't expect them to make the playoff or even the play-in general this season. And they've, again, like you said, they've proven people wrong and rightfully so. And I'm glad that they see that because, I mean, even in our last Spurs segment, we talked about how they got blown out by the Pelicans. And what happens the next night? They come storming back and get a W. So that's just how this young, resilient Spurs team operates. And I really like that. And under pressure and under scrutiny and under doubt by just general fan bases and general fans, they are willing to step up and improve upon their weaknesses, their flaws, and go out there and prove people wrong. And it's cool that they play with the chip on their shoulder. And even better that it's this young squad who believes in each other with that confidence, because that confidence is only going to grow. The more mature they get and the more that they improve as a unit. And they're definitely making this plan. And as of right now, I just checked, it's like 9:30 here, Tuesday, March 29th. So, you know, if we're getting technical here, the Spurs are currently the 10th seed in the play-in. They are tied with the Lakers right now, who lost to the Mavericks, by the way. So they are currently right now placed in that 10th seed. And the Pelicans, they've got 1 or 2 games over them. I think they have 1 game over them. So they can get into that 9th seed if the Spurs go on a run and the Pelicans go on a drought. But so these Spurs are getting it done and they're proving all their doubters wrong, and they're playing with fire and with a chip on their shoulder. And I think they're going to carry that into next season because they want to show the rest of the NBA that, you know, what reset, what restart, even in a reset or a restart or a refresh, this organization came storming back with young talent that it had grown and developed. And I think that says something.
Yeah. And my voice is cracking. Oh my God.
It's the Spurs, man. That's what the Spurs do.
It's like, man, I feel like I was in middle school again. But I think the candle sales in San Antonio are going to skyrocket too, because they do start surprising everybody and start winning all of a sudden. These next few games, expect people like candles. Because they're going to be like, oh my God, this actually could be something special.
I'll tell you what, the Spurs are lit right now.
You see what I'm saying? Because that was a tradition whenever the Spurs were getting closer and closer to the chip. You always hear about local stories, people buying up the candles, and make sure y'all light y'all candles tonight.
That's awesome. Well, they might have to start lighting them, and definitely lighting them next season. I expect them to be in the top probably 7 or 8 seed next season in the playoffs. And, you know, it says something that right now they're the 10th seed. They're tied with the Lakers. And for such a young squad to come back and be on this 4-game win streak at the tail end, when they could have just tanked, or they could have just, you know what, let's get the higher draft pick, whatever. No, they didn't check out. They stayed in the game. They kept their heads up, and they improved. They're improving, and they're getting better as a unit. So it'll be interesting to see, because this organization has some decisions to make too, regarding Lonnie and Josh Richardson. It'll be interesting to see who they hand out extensions to. But either way, this team, these young guys can pat themselves on the back. They're doing a great job right now, and, you know, showing the fans that, hey, you know, don't give up on us. We're not giving up on y'all, and we're doing this for the city, for the organization. And I really get that vibe from them. So, Shemaiah, I think we got through this Spurs segment. Team playing or team tank, y'all have your own opinions of it, but you heard ours tonight, and hopefully you took that in, and maybe we changed your mind a little bit. Don't be too high on the team tank. Let these young guys get some experience, or you could just continue to believe in team tank. We don't really care. We're just here to talk about sports, and we're the Baller Boys. So thank you all for joining us. We're releasing multiple episodes a week. I'm Mark. You can follow me on Twitter at MarkTheMC, MarkTH, 3 3s, no E's, capital M, capital C, Mark the MC. Shemaiah, let them know what your Twitter handle is, man.
Yeah, Shemaiah on the BT, and my voice is still cracking. Shemaiah on the BT is where you find me.
Yeah, there you go, guys. Follow us on Twitter. We put up some funny stuff. And tune in next time we talk about your favorite sports, and more sports. Tell your mom, tell your grandma. Peace out, y'all.